Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today we can have another topic from the 20th century American literature, and that is the theme of self-portrait in a convex mirror. So, before going with the text and with the original lines, we should have the complete understanding of the idea and theme of self-portrait in a convex mirror. What was the reason by John Ashbery to write such kind of majestic poetry, and on the base of this poetry, he gained universal acclaim all over the world, and he was awarded with many awards. And about the theme and about the story, John Ashbery is very clear and very neutral in the explanation. So Ashbery's self-portrait in a convex mirror provides a postmodern response to the 16th century painting of the same name by the Italian artist Parmigianino. The poem is about the struggle and the need and demand of Parmigianino, a painter of 16th century belonging to Renaissance period, and he was observing his face in a barber's convex mirror, and he just decided at the time to draw his own painting and through the convex mirror. So the poem begins with a rumination or the rumor on the painting style, in which the artist's right hand is distorted so that it appears larger than his head. So what he was trying to do, he was trying to paint his own picture, but when he had done this, he observed one thing, that his face was looking shorter than his hand. So this distortion causes the speaker to reflect that the painting is adopting a defensive posture. So it was done, it was completed, and when Parmigianino has done that, he observed the thing that the painting is containing a shorter image of him except the hand. But before doing that, he just observed that the painting is very simple, it's very pure, and it's very pious, and to observe the reality, it was a kind of a defensive posture adopted by the painting when he was doing the painting section. So, seeking to protect what it advertises, this develops into a meditation on the infinite regression of such a mirror portrait, in which the portrait is a reflection of the artist, which in turn is reflected back onto the painting and infinitum. So, forevermore, this develops into a meditation on the infinite regression. So it was some kind of collection of memory of past, of thinking, of an imagination. The painter wanted to paint a mirror portrait, and in doing so, when he had done that, he observed that there is a reflection of the artist, a complete reflection of the artist, which in turn reflected back into the painting and infinitum. So forevermore, it was a collection of reality, of imagination, and of the story which Parmigianinos want to portray. So here we can have the picture of self-portrait in a convex mirror. It was created in 1524. The medium used in the mirror, or the convex mirror, is of oil, and the supporting element is of made of wood. Subject is abstract, and the art movement was of mannerism. So it's very important. Like William Shakespeare, he was a follower of Jacobean age or Jacobean school of thought. Parmigianino was a follower of mannerism. So this painting was created by Parmigianino, as you can understand. It's a complete painting of him, and at the age of 20 he made that, and afterwards it was a spellbound success for him throughout the history of English literature. So the location was Austria, and it's displayed, and it's still displayed in Constituous Museum. It's still available under their museum. So while going with the lines, curious about the subtleties of art, Parmigianinos decided to draw himself as he appeared in a barber's convex glass. So I had told you earlier, he just think about himself and he just promised, I want to portray this self. So why he chose a convex glass mirror? Because in the Renaissance period there was a trend by the painters and by the spectators that they were preferably doing those things, that they were ordering others to make their pictures in a convex mirror, through the convex mirror. So through convex mirror the things are very clear, blurred, and somehow very unique to observe, because when we observe things through a convex mirror, some of the things looking very larger than our lives, and some things are looking very shorter than our observation. So that was something very unique, very curious, and very critical to be observed and to be believed. So that was the same pattern adopted by Parmigianino in his art. He made a statement about the nature of art and what it can reveal. It shows us the self-examination and exploration processes that the artist must go through in order to channel their creativity. Parmigianino has created a different sense of reality in his painting, something which is shifting, distorted, and unruly. So many people were trying to portray the complete vision and thinking of the painting, but what he has chosen, there was a shifting element, there was a distorted and unruly elements in the story, because what he was trying to do and what he was to convey in the poem, that was he wants to portray himself, and while he was portraying himself, he was trying his level best to shift and to accept the distorted elements and the untruly or unruly elements of the picture, because what he was observing, he was painting on the sketch. So he plays out a different divide between the material and the spiritual. So he just create a huge gulf between the material and the spiritual, the viewer and the artist. So he made a clear difference between the observer and the observing sense. So it was one of the greatest success by Parmigianinos, because mostly painter, when they were painting the pictures, they were mixing all the elements. It was same for the artist, it was same for the viewer side, it was similar from the spiritual and materialistic side. So when Parmigianino picturized his own picture, it was a huge vision by him. So in self-portrait in a convex mirror, we see the young Parmigianinos at age of 21. He looks dreamy, angelic, and full of aspiration. His face so smooth and fair that he looks more feminine than masculine and perhaps more divine than human. So the word of femininity over here is not related with some kind of sexual elements. It's related with the feature that being a male, he is very innocent, he is very smooth, and as he has picturized himself, you can very well observe the picture sorry, by him. It's very feminine. It's clear, no mustaches, no beard at all. It's very clear and it's very soothing. So perhaps more divine than human. This picture belongs to very angelic vision than the humanistic vision. So the painting is not on a flat canvas, but on a section of a wooden sphere that reproduces the shape of a convex mirror. It is said that Parmigianinos had a ball of wood made up at a turner's end and then divided into two. And on this, he painted everything that he saw on himself in the mirror. So what he observed in the mirror through himself, he just portrayed everything on that wooden piece, and it is some of the very difficult tasks because it's not a proper canvas. Wood, some of the time, it's not the smoothest surface. Somehow it contained blurs, and somehow it contained lines. So it was very difficult to portray anything on the wooden area, but he did that, and he did with a job element that was a great success for him. So the gilded circular frame surrounding the image also adds to the effect that the viewer is looking at a mirror. So he made a proper globe around the picture to make that reality that it's actually a convex mirror picture. Because if he's not making the globe, maybe it's gonna look like any other simple painted picture as we can ever sense and imagine. So Parmigianino gave this painting as a gift to Pope Clement VII. So it was a gift to Pope Clement, and he also made the picture of Pope Clement, and that was a great success by him at the time. So the speaker sees this recursive quality as evidence that the soul of the portrait is a captive, frozen forever and unable to move. What he has picturized over there, it was still, it was immovable, caught in an endless cycle of analysis. Such a life under the microscope, the speaker asserts, is a false way to live. The soul of the portrait is englobed. So everything which he has drawn is now closed, is now englobed in the portrait area, and no one can escape from this place. You can observe from the picture that we can easily observe the gate, some kind of door panes, window panes above the portrait head side, and we can observe the wall area above the painter's head. So everything is over there, but it is in glow. Now the sketch of painter can't move. He didn't run away from the situation. So as if under glass, perhaps he suggests a person who brings to think of himself as an object for spectators to view loses something of his humanity. So again, the angelic view, the picture is very